topic is percentage, the part 2 of percentage. I already mentioned you in the previous part that percentage means whatever is asked, that thing becomes numerator. Numerator is always the asked value. Whatever is asked is numerator, and whatever we are doing comparison with, that becomes comparison value into 100. So that is the basic crux of percentage, basic concept of percentage, using which you can find any question pertaining to percentage, right? Okay, now suppose if I say, what is the percentage of Maharashtra in India? So when I say what is the percentage of Maharashtra in India, by this question you can easily make it out that what is asked is Maharashtra. Why? Because we are asking what is the percentage of Maharashtra. What is the percentage of Maharashtra? So Maharashtra is being asked. Maharashtra becomes, because Maharashtra is asked, so asked value, it is dotted here. Asked value is dotted here. So Maharashtra is the asked value. So answer will be asked value divided by. Now, what is the percentage of Maharashtra? If we compare Maharashtra with India, it will come out to be different percentage. If we compare Maharashtra with America, it will come out to be different percentage. If we compare Maharashtra with South Africa, it will come out to be different percentage. So what are we actually asking? We are asking what is the percentage of Maharashtra but with respect to India. That means India becomes the comparison value, because we are doing comparison with India. Comparison of Maharashtra but with respect to India. So Maharashtra divided by India into 100. So this is the basic concept of percentage, that whatever we are finding the percentage for, just remember this thing, always the asked value, what is asked, will be numerator. Always what we are comparing the values with will become comparison value, and comparison value will always be denominator into 100. So percentage is asked value numerator, comparison value denominator into 100. So this is the basic concept of Maharashtra. If I say what percent of India is Maharashtra, again if you properly try to understand the question, what is asked, what percent of India is Maharashtra. So again it is only the rephrasing of words, but the question is same. We are asking that out of all of India, what percent of India is Maharashtra. So again what is asked is Maharashtra. Again percentage of Maharashtra with respect to India is equal to Maharashtra upon India into 100. So we are not to cram the sentences, we are not to cram the structure of questions, we only have to understand the concept. Concept is whatever is asked, numerator, whatever is comparison value, denominator into 100. That is all about percentage. Okay, next thing, the very simple topic of percentage, the very first topic of percentage, all the basics we have done already in the previous class. Now here's the topic, comparison, not comparison, sorry, here's the topic, conversions. Comparison we have done, conversions of percentage into fractions and conversions of fractions into percentage. Very simple. When you have to convert percentage into fraction, divide by 100%. That's it. When you have to convert fraction into percentage into 100%. That's it. As you can see, the arrow, this dot represents the starting point of arrow, and this represents the final point of arrow. So here we are going from percentage to fraction. When you got to go from percentage to fraction, you will divide the given value by 100%, and when you are traveling from fraction to percentage, you have to multiply by 100%. This will get more clear to you if I give you an example. Okay, suppose we have to convert 3 by 5 into, this is fraction, we have to convert this into percentage, right? So first of all we have to go from fraction to percentage, right? So this represents conversion of percentage to fraction. This is not required. Why? Because we have to go from fraction to percentage. So this down arrow represents the required case, going from fraction to percentage. So when you got to go from fraction to percentage, always multiply the given value with 100%. This will be 3 by 5 into 100%. This will be 5. This is 20, 60%. And if you want to go from 60% to fraction, this was percentage and this was fraction. If you want to go from percentage to fraction, 60% to fraction. So now percentage to fraction, which arrow is showing you conversion of percentage to fraction? Up arrow or down arrow? Obviously up arrow, percentage to fraction. When we go from percentage to fraction, we divide by 100%. So percentage to fraction, divide by 100%. So given value 60% divide by 100%, percent cancel, this will become 3 by 5 as it was in the previous case. So this is all about the conversion. With this, conversion is done fully. Next topic. Second topic. I'm giving you an example. A and B. Suppose A's value is, let us suppose 200 and B's value is, okay, let's take simpler value, 200 and B's value is 250. Even more simpler, 200, B's value is 400. Nothing could be simpler than this. A is 200, B is 400, right? Now, we have this topic where A is 200, B is 400. Now we have some questions also attached to this. First question is, what percent of A is B? So very simple. Now you know the concept. What percent of A is B? When it is said what percent of A is B, you can clearly fathom what is asked is not A, it is B, because it is what percentage of A is B. B is to be found. So this will be asked value B upon what percent of A is B. It can also be represented by saying B is what percent of A. So B is what percent of A. So ultimately B is to be asked and A is the comparison value. So A comes down into 100. B upon A into 100 is, B is 400, A is 200 into 100, which is 200%. Also it is very clear, 200% means 200 divided by 100, 200%, which is 2 times. So we know B is 2 times of A, right? Next question is, second part, what percent of B is A? Now, if I say what percent of B is A, or I say A is what percent of B, one and same thing. So A is what percent of B? What is asked? A with respect to B. This becomes A upon B into 100, which is 200 upon 400 into 100, which is 50%. 50% is 1 upon 2. That means A is half times of B, because A is 200, B is 400, right? Okay, this should be clear by now. Percentage means whatever is asked is the numerator, whatever we are comparing values with is comparison value into 100. That's how it is. Okay, this I'm rubbing. Third part. A is what percent more than B. What percent more? Or we can say percentage increase. Why? Because more means increase. Percent more or percent increase is one and same thing. Sorry, this question is logically incorrect. We should be saying B is what percent more than A. Because B is more, obviously B is 400, A is 200, so B is more than A. So now B is 200 more than A. That is numerically. Numerically we know A is 200, B is 400, so B is 200 more than A numerically. But percentage wise, B is what percent more in comparison to A is what we have to find out. Okay, so B is what percent more than A, percent more, percentage increase is one and same thing. So now see, when I say percentage increase, that means obviously if I am going from A to B, only then it will increase. Because if I come from B to A, 400 to 200, it will decrease. Increase means you always have to go from short to smaller value to maximum value, right? So B is what percent more than A. Again, what is asked is B is what percent more than A. Percentage increase or percentage more. So what is asked is increase. Increase will be asked value upon B is what percent more than A. So the comparison value is A. Increase upon A into 100. Increase. B is how much more? B is 200 more. 200 more in comparison to 200. 200 upon 200 into 100, which is 100%. You can also say, very simple, if I twist the question, if I reverse the question, that A is what percent less than B. Percent less means percent decrease. Percent decrease. So percentage decrease. Now what is asked is percent less or percent decrease. So what is asked is decrease. Now when I say decrease, I have to go from A to B or B to A. If I go from A to B, it is showing increased trajectory. I'll go from B to A, right? So B to A, the decrease is, it is 400, it is 200, decrease is 200. So decrease is 200. Now decrease is 200 with respect to 400 because this 200 is 200 less with respect to 400. So comparison value is 400 into 100, which is 50%. This is the concept of percentage increase and percentage decrease. Very simple, right? So when I say percentage increase, you have to find increase upon the comparison value into 100. Percentage decrease upon comparison value. You cannot say 200 less from 200. 200 is less from 400, right? 200 is more from 200. Understood? That's how it is. You always have to consider the past value, right? You started from here, so this is 200 more than past value 200. Past value, comparison value, same thing. This is 200 less. We travel from 400 to 200. On the decreased trajectory, it is 400 to 200. So 200 lesser than 400, right? 200 lesser than 400. So 400 is the past value where we started from. 200 lesser will produce 200. So 200 lesser than 400. 400 is the comparison value. Here 200 is the comparison value. Comparison value and past value is always same thing. Why? Because we always do comparison with the past, never with the future. So this is all done. Now next is suppose we have a value of 5,000. Here also 5,000. Right? This is the simple case. This is the compound case. Okay, 5,000. Now let us suppose if from 5,000 10% is lessened, then again from 5,000 only 20% is lessened, then again from 5,000 30% is lessened. What will be the result? This is past value, this is future value, right? And always percentage depends on comparison value, and comparison value is always the past value, because nobody compares themselves with the future, because about future we got no information about, right? So we always compare with the past. So always it is pretty understood, past value is always the comparison value. We always compare results with the past. Future has got no pre-decided value, right? So comparison value will always be the past value. In this case, what happens is we lessen 10%. Whatever the result comes out, we lessen 20% out of it. Whatever the result further comes out, we lessen 30% out of it. So this is the past value. This is the future value. This is the past value. This is the future value, right? Now 10% of 5,000, very simple. First of all, this you should be having a little bit knowledge about. Whenever you have to find 1%, always skip 2 digits from right side. For 10%, always skip 1 digit from right side. This is the basic kind of calculation. Okay, so 10%. Percentage always depends on the comparison value or past value, right? So 10% of future, no, because we never know the future value, right? Future value is always calculated. Future of yours is always dependent on the past. Past is never ever dependent on future. So just keep this thing in mind, that comparison value will always be past value, because we always compare our performances, our results with the past, because it is very illogical to say we will compare today's performance with the future, because future is never pre-decided. So we can compare today's performance with the past performance. So always comparison by default is to be done with past value. So past value becomes comparison value, right? So here also percentage is 10%. So this 10% will not depend on the future. It will depend on the past value. 5,000 10%. For us to find 10%, skip 1 digit from right side. Right side, left side. Skip 1 digit from right side. This will become 500. So 10% is 500. 5,000 minus 500 is 4,500, right? That will do at the last. Now 20%, because 10% is 500, 20% will be 1,000. So this is 1,000. 30%, because 10% is 500, 30% will be triple of that, 1,500. So we have to subtract 500, 1,000, 1,500 and 1,500, 3,000. 5,000 minus 3,000 is 2,000. Or simply we could have added 10% plus 20% plus 30%. Why? Because I am subtracting 10% from 5,000, 20% from 5,000 and 30% from same 5,000, because all the 3% decreases were happening on the same base value. So we can simply add these percentage decreases, and then later on we can find out the total eventual decrease. So 30, 20 and 10 is 60%. So we could have simply done 5,000 reduction is 60%. So 5,000, 10% is 500, 60% is 6 times 3,000. 5,000 minus 3,000 is 2,000. Why did we add these different percentage changes? Because I can say percentage change or percentage decrease, it is one and same thing. Because all these percentage decreases were happening on the same value. So we can directly add these different percentage decreases beforehand, and then eventually we can subtract the total percentage decrease 60% from 5,000. 60% of the past value, not the future value, past value, because percentage, P for percentage, P for past value. Percentage always depends on the past value. 60% of 5,000 is 3,000, subtraction of 3,000 is 2,000. In this case, 5,000, 10%, okay, again, this trajectory is forming. This is the past value. Dot always represents past value, right? And arrow always represents, this tip of arrow always represents future value. Percentage always functions on the past value or comparison value. So 10% of future, that is not possible because we have no knowledge of future. 10% of 5,000 is 500. 5,000 minus 500 is 4,500. 4,500. 20% of 4,500. Now 10%. When we find 10%, 10% is always skip one digit from right side. 4,500. 10% is skip 1 0, one digit from right side. 450. 10% is 450. 20% will be 900. When I subtract 900 from 4,500, now this is very interesting. We are finding 20% of 4,500 and not of 5,000. In this case, 20% was directly functioning on 5,000. In this case, 20% is functioning on 4,500. That is the difference between simple and compound. On simple case, every different percentage change, that means percentage increase or percentage decrease. On simple case, every percentage change functions on the same past value because all the percentage changes happening togetherly on the same past value. But in the compound case, the percentage changes do not happen simultaneously, they happen on step by step basis. Right? So firstly 10% of 5,000 we'll find out, then whatever result comes out, the next 20% will happen on that result. It will never happen simultaneously, but these percentage changes will function successively. In that case, percentage changes function simultaneously, and because they are functioning simultaneously, so we can directly add them. Here we cannot add 10, 20, 30 because 10 is functioning on 5,000, 20 is functioning on 4,500, 30% is functioning on some other value. So we cannot directly add them. Now 900 subtraction of 4,500 is 3,600. Now 30% here also was functioning on 5,000, but because all these percentage changes were happening togetherly, but here 30% is functioning on 3,600. 10% is 360. 30% is 360, 360, 360. Okay, 360, let us break it down. 300, 300, 300, 900, 60, 60, 60, 180, club it. 900 plus 180 is 1080. So if you subtract 3,600, sorry, if you subtract 1080 from 3,600, it will be, subtract 1000. It is 2,600, subtract 80, it is 2,520. This is the future value, right? So this is how it is. This was a detailed method of doing it, right? Another method is very simple. This is 5,000. Okay, if I'm, first of all, everything previously is taken as 100%. Everything in the past, everything in totality is always 100%. If I say I'm 80% sure, that means how much I'm unsure of? 20%. Why? Because everything in totality is always 100%. Everything. The winning chances of India are 70%. That means India will lose. The chances of India losing are 30%. Why? Because everything in totality in terms of percentage is 100%. Everything as a past value as a past value or in terms of totality is always 100%, right? So here we have 5,000. If I am decreasing 10%, that means result will be 5,000 being the past value is total value. Everything in totality in past is always taken as 100%. So if I am decreasing 10%, which means 5,000 minus 10% will be 90% of 5,000. 90%. Now whatever result comes out from this result, this will come out to be 4,500 by the way. Now from this result we have to subtract 20%. So now if I subtract 20% from this result, what will remain is 80% of this. Now whatever comes out, this will come out to be 3600. Whatever comes out from that, we have to subtract 30%. So this will be considered as 100%. Decrement of 30% means remaining will be 70%. If you solve this, again you will get the same answer, 2520. Right? So whenever something is not known, you always assume that thing as 100x in terms of numerical value. Percentage wise, every unknown thing in the past is 100%. Otherwise, if we talk about everything which is not known, just take it as 100x. 100x goes well with the percentage. So this is how it is.